How's it going?
Oh my goodness, so good. So good. Life is so good. You know what I'm going to do here real quick? I am going to change your name and put your Instagram in there. Can you still hear me?
Uh-huh. Gui Malheiros 162.
162. Okay, I'm going to put it in and you tell me if that is that right?
Just Gui.
Oh, yep. How's that?
Gui Malheiros.
I'm screwing it all up.
Gui Malheiros 162.
And we are live, and I'm still fooling around with the straight to your Instagram account and just copy and paste. Bam.
Yeah.
Are you in Cookville, Guy?
Yeah, Cookville.
I hear a very deep voice in the background.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Do you know who that is?
Now they're easy. Yeah.
Who is that? Who are you with?
Luke and Brian.
How is Luke? Is that guy good? That's the guy who the TV guy, right? The Bachelor guy?
Yeah, the Bachelor guy.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
that picture of Facundo standing in between the two of you is crazy.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's good. He's good.
And is he trying to make a run to go to the games? Is that what he's doing, or what's he doing
Yeah.
with you?
Uh-huh. Yeah, his name is Rich.
Mm-hmm.
And next year they are going in team, but not with Rich, another team. I think that's Mayhem Independent, I think. But they're training for it for the game.
Wow, does he want to go individual?
Me?
No, I know you do.
Yeah. Oh, him?
Yeah.
Just I think in next year. I think that they're like figuring out what it's gonna be, but I think that they're gonna be in teams next year, and then in 2023 they're gonna be individual.
Um, Melissa Odier says Guy has the most beautiful snatch I've ever seen, including among the best Olympic weightlifters. Guy, who has the most beautiful snatch you've seen? I'm
Me.
just joking. I just wanted to ask you that. Does that in the United States, the snatch is also, it's slang for vagina. Then you start doing CrossFit, did you know that?
What?
You didn't know that?
What? Say it again.
Snatch is slang for vagina. Yeah. It's not like that in Brazil?
Not at all.
Yeah, isn't that funny? So when someone comes, it's so funny. So when you first come to, I'd never heard of any Olympic lifting. So at 34 years old, you're sitting, when CrossFit first started, you'd be sitting in a lecture, and half the people had no idea what a snatch was, and the teacher would be like, "Today we're going to study the snatch," and half the class would snicker like little 6-year-old boys.
Well,
That's so
what?
funny. I just assumed that was universal, but that's just in English. Fantastic.
Just here, yeah. I never heard before.
3 minutes into the show, and we've already dropped into the sewer. How, Guy, you're 21 years old?
Yeah.
And I know we went over a lot of this the last time we had you on the show. 21 years old, you just finished your first games. You won 3 events.
Uh-huh.
And really high profile events, events where you could really, the sprint, the snatch. What was the third one?
Clean and run. The 7 event.
Yeah.
7.
And people really just fell in love with you.
Yeah.
Did you?
I think that was. I just took off like before the game. I took off my how's the name?
Braces.
Break it.
Braces.
Yeah. I used to use like the last year, so I went to my dentist and I say, bro, I gotta give interviews like beautiful. and smiling. And said we didn't finish the treatment, but I had to take it off.
Um, are you when you get asked to do an interview like this or to come on a podcast and you know you're gonna have to speak English, do you dread it? Are you like, God, this sucks?
Um, Actually, I'm enjoying because I gotta practice my English more and more and more. So I'm already living with like natives. I'm just speaking English here in Cookville, so it's better for my English to improve that and like to commit some mistakes and to get correction. So then I can improve my English. So like do podcast interviews, like sounds good. It's good for me because I can practice my English, improve
Awesome.
that.
I love it. Does anyone in Cookville speak Portuguese?
No, just Sasha and Batu. Do you know them? Do you know them?
Is it
Sasha and Neves?
Sasha Nivas?
Yes, yes. She speaks Spanish. I speak Spanish too, so I speak Spanish with them and English with the rest of the guys, and Portuguese just with my Brazilian friends sometimes and my girlfriend also.
Did your girlfriend move there with you?
Not yet, not yet, not yet. Like just for FaceTime.
And how about this guy, Felipe Rosario? Is he your filmer? Is he your video guy?
No, he worked for us twice, and that's it.
Okay. Does he speak Portuguese?
Yeah, he speaks Portuguese. Yeah,
And he's out of Brazil?
yeah, he lives in Boston.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you have a video guy there separate than the Mayhem media team that just works with you?
Not yet, not yet, but I'm like willing to have one.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're looking for one. So if someone's good and they're willing to work hard, they should
Yeah,
DM you.
like we have the Mayhem team, the Mayhem media team. So probably one of them will work with me sometimes, like to do some content, like maybe in day in life, like this kind of thing. But we are figuring out.
Okay. So you finished before you I'm and if I'm out of order here in my timeline, correct me. You finished the games, and how does this becoming part of Mayhem pop on your radar? When does the seed come in your brain? Tell me how this happens.
Uh, when the
By the way, it's
stage,
so exciting for everyone who's watching because everyone loves
yeah,
Rich, and it's great just to see this, rising star, this new giant, flower sprouting out of the garden that is Guy, show up in the Mayhem garden. So go ahead.
yeah, it is. So, come to Mayhem was always my goal, not my dream because dreams are abstract. Abstract, is that correct? So it was always my goal to come here to train with Rich, to train Mayhem, to become an athlete at Mayhem and all of this. I think that's the dream of 100% of the CrossFitters. So since 2017, my goal was to come here. When I was a teenager, I was planning like maybe I can go there and like just live there for a while, then be invited by Rich or something else to train them, something like that. But it didn't happen in that day, in that time. So at the games, I met Facundo. My former coach was his friend, and like he just introduced us a little bit. And after the game, Facundo came and he invited me to the Mayhem Desert. And Felipe told me, like, give me the his number, and oh, tell to Facundo that you're like to confirm that you're going. And I got the number, send a message, hey Facundo, he's here. Um, I'm going to Mayhem Desert. Like I'm accept. I accept the invitation. So after that, like Facundo started like making some questions, like, oh, are you in US yet? When are you leaving? What you gonna do like in September and October and this kind of thing. And I was like, what do you have in mind? And no, I asked him like, do you have something in mind? And he said, might I have? I will talk to Rich and like when you arrive in Brazil, we make a call. So then I arrived in Brazil. I demonstrate some interest in like training with Rich, training with the crew here in Cookville. So like we start like the conversation, and like Facundo make everything like the whole thing like to happen. We bought the tickets, and I'm here.
Just like that.
That's like that.
And
And
how long are you going to be there?
so I'm gonna be here like for now. I'm gonna be here until the Rogue Invitational. Then I'm gonna go to UAE. I'm gonna compete the Hazelheimer, the Mayhem Desert Heat in Hazelheimer. Then I will go to Spain, I think, or Brussels for a little bit until the Dubai CrossFit Championship. Then I'm gonna compete the CrossFit Championship, the Dubai CrossFit Championship, DCC, yeah, the DCC. Then I will go to Brazil, spend the holidays with my family, go back to Wadapalooza, Miami, compete the Wadapalooza, and then move here forever.
Let me ask you this. I want to go back to and dig into the details of coming to Cookville, what that means for you. But I don't remember what year it was. Maybe it was 2010. Maybe it was 12. I don't remember. But I remember speaking with Rich, and I thought that his sort of conventional wisdom was, well, let me go back a bit. There were athletes that trained with him, and then they would go to competitions. And if I recall correctly, Rich thought that wasn't a good idea. That it was better for athletes to stay close to the Mayhem training than to go to different, that they could grow faster as athletes staying closer to the training at Mayhem as opposed to going to competitions, Rogue, Dubai, Wadapalooza. Has he expressed any of that to you? Or maybe I misunderstood, or maybe his thoughts have changed?
Say it again, like
that he I don't think he thought it was a good idea for athletes to compete. Yeah, to compete all competitions. Have you talked to him about that?
Like we didn't have a conversation about that, but he knows that I'm going to Rogue. He knows that I'm going to all the competitions.
And he's doing those first two you met. The first two you mentioned, he's doing also. He's doing Rogue, and then he's going to the one in the desert, the Mayhem one.
Yeah, he's going to he will be there, not like competing, not like working out, but he's going there. He's gonna be there, maybe doing a seminar or something like that. So he knows that I'm going, and it was always my how can I say? Like I always wanted to compete. I'm like in all these years, I didn't compete like too many competitions, big competitions. Just the games at 2017. In 2018, I just compete like small competitions. In 2019, I just compete the games. In 2020, I didn't compete anything. In 2021, I just compete the game. So like I gotta have this experience, of competing and to be on the floor of the competition, to be with the guys that I'm gonna like find at the CrossFit Games in 2022, to know how they work, and like to get the experience, the competition like experience and knowledge of competing, like nutrition, how to sleep well in a competition, like how to recover in a competition. All of this, like to train as a training to the game, So I didn't compete that much in the past year, so now I'm just going for it.
Yeah, awesome. And like you said, you're still 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, nuts. When is your birthday?
14 November. November 14th.
Were you the youngest competitor at the games?
Yeah, in
Holy smoke.
2019 and 2021.
Holy smokes. And by games, I mean individual. Incredible. One of the comments, Guy, from Melissa Odier is that Haley Adams is doing them as well, which makes me think that maybe I either misunderstood Rich
I don't know.
or his vision has changed, but it's probably just
Like,
that I misunderstood him because he
I
works
think that,
very closely with her, right?
yeah, he is. Uh-huh. But I think that he doesn't um, like he just say like, do whatever you want, like do what you want, what you have to do. So I think that he doesn't like say, "Oh, don't compete this one, don't compete this one," you know. So do what you want to do, like do what you gotta do, something like that, and he will like be there, you know.
There's footage of you on your YouTube station, and I watched the two most recent videos you published last night, and there's footage of you sort walking into the, I don't know if it's the Mayhem gym at his
Yeah,
house or the actual Mayhem, the one that's open to
they
the public.
made him too.
Okay. And it looks like you're it looks like you're pretty impressed. You're containing it, but you're like, you're holding your phone up and you look small in there and the place looks huge.
Yeah, it
What
is.
was your first impression
Oh,
walking in there?
oh yeah, that one was the first day that I like arrived here. So we went right to the gym because like I was very excited to know the gym and to know everything. And I just got there. I called I called my girlfriend. We were in the FaceTime. I called my parents too, and I was like, what like seeing all the big thing that made him like they have like maybe four ambience like yeah like it's huge. And I always saw it like by the videos in YouTube and all of that, but I didn't have the notion of the space that was. So I knew that it was big, but not that big, you know. So I was like, damn, like, and also I was, it's happening. I'm here, you know.
So it lived up to your expectations.
Yeah, a lot, a lot, a lot.
And when you walk in, do you walk into Mayhem through a coffee shop?
Yeah, we can go to from through the coffee shop, or we can go to the store. That is our two entries.
And is the coffee shop just open to the general public? Let's say like I'm not a CrossFitter and I was just driving by. I might
Yeah,
just
yeah,
stop
yeah.
there and get a
Uh-huh.
coffee.
Uh-huh. Actually, yesterday, we were there, and three girls were there, and they had like that take a picture of me, and I asked them if they lived here, and they say, oh no, we're just like going to Nashville or Knoxville, and we just like pass by to go to the store and to get a coffee, and that's it. So yeah, it's open for everyone.
That's cool. And then while you're drinking coffee, can you just sit there and watch people work out? Is there a door or a window? Like I could just sit there, order a coffee, and just
Kind of, yeah. There's
like you're looking at a fish tank of just people working. You know, what fish tank is like. You're
a
just like, oh, look at all these people working out.
like there's a door and like the door is like with glass so you can like see through the glass. So but it's not like a fish tank, you know.
Okay, have them
It's okay.
redesign it. I think they should do that. I think they should just have a giant wall of glass with seats, so you just order and maybe some amphitheater seating that goes up, and you could just watch people
Uh,
work out while you sip your coffee.
yeah, it's a good one. Let's talk to Rich.
So you when you what does it mean that you're a Mayhem athlete? What does that mean that you're working out with Rich? That you're there in Cookville?
mm,
What are some of the
what
details? Do you eat what Rich eats? Do you work out? Do you have to do his workouts? Do you have to wake up when he wakes up? What are some of the things?
yeah, the routine is like we do what Rich do, what Rich does. Yeah, does. So we wake up at home at 7 probably, Then Rich says, "Oh, I'm gonna be at the barn because we train at the barn, not at the gym. So most of the time, always maybe we always work out at the barn at his house. So 8:30, I'm gonna be at the barn. So 8:30 we're there, warm up a little bit. Then we start working out what he's doing. Like he's gonna the whiteboard. Oh, we're gonna do this, 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 this. Then we finish about 11, 12. So 3 3 p.m. I gotta be here again. So we just rest, have lunch, rest a little bit. At 3 p.m. we are there again, work out again. Then that's it. Um, we do whatever he does, and that's it.
It,
So what's the meaning is because like I'm here with goat, the goat, the like the guy that has more than half of my age just on the podium of the CrossFit Games. So it's like I became like a sponge, and I'm just like learning all that I can. Like sometimes I ask him some things like that I want to know, like skills or some tips for some movement. So being here is like, bro, I'm going to a next level. So I always want to be the dumbest of the table, to be the one that like has something like that has a lot to improve. I have a lot to improve. So in Brazil, I didn't have that. I didn't have like someone like to push me or to train with and to like to push me to expose my weaknesses. So here I have the whole crew like Haley, Luke, sometimes Angelo, Rich, that they push me to the workouts. They like I keep like watching them working out, and I like trying to find out something, find like how they do something, how they do like how they row, how they ski, how they bike, how they run, how they rope climb. So it's very nice to be here because it's every day I'm learning something new.
does he
And
point? Does he point things out to you? Like, I'm just making this up, but if he sees you set your chalk down on the left side, but he knows if you set it on your right side, you would save a second. Would he just say that to you? Would he be like, "Hey, Guy, you should have your
sometimes,
chalk here,"
sometimes,
or "Guy, your hip should
sometimes,
be doing that," and he'll just,
yeah, sometimes
yeah. Do you think that? Yeah, and how long have you been there?
2 weeks,
Are
and already became like stronger mentally, physically. Like it's awesome.
so you have no buyer's what they call buyer's remorse. You have no regret. You're like, holy shit, this is
No
it.
regret. Yeah, like this is my place. This is where I belong. The high level, the like with good people, like just training, just eating. Like because our routine is like wake up, train, eat. No, wake up, eat, train, eat, rest, train, eat, sleep, repeat again. So there's nothing to do here. There's anything or nothing. There's nothing to do here. Yeah, there's nothing to do here in Cookville. So we just here to work out. So it's the best life ever. I'm living my best life here for sure.
And did you
So
say it's actually seven? Is it 7 days a week? Do you ever take a day off?
no, we take day off today, Sunday. Oh, and easy work on Thursday,
What kind of work on Thursday?
like swimming, like 1 hour biking or some bodybuilding stuff, something like that. Very easy.
Do you feel do people miss days? Like, does anyone ever like does Luke ever say, "Oh, I can't make it. I have to help my mom move," or like is there or does everyone have an obligation where this is first? Like this is the obligation to the team to show up, to work hard.
Yeah, like this is our work. So every day we are there working. So that's
And there
it.
has to be some I guess the influence is also that you don't want to be the weak link, right? You don't want to be the guy who shows up late. You don't want to be the guy who leaves
Yeah,
early.
yeah.
You don't want to be the guy that
No,
talks too much. You don't want to be the guy that has the radio too
yeah, yeah,
loud.
yeah, yeah. So like everyone at the bar, at the gym, like they are like just focused. So we are there like to work out. Like after the workout, like we can hang out a little bit, but we are there like just for work. So no one talks a lot. No one's like um got lazy, got like lazy body like that. So we are all there just for work and reach just like people like that. Like if you work hard, like so let's go, you know. So it's improve or personal, personal like mentality of like being disciplined. Yeah,
Discipline. Yes, yes.
yeah. So it helps us like to be disciplined, like to always be there on time, to be disciplined with our food or rest, or recover. So it improves everything.
Where do you live? Where do you sleep at night?
I'm sleeping in the Luke's house. That's Brian's house, but Luke lives here too. So I'm here at the Brian's house.
Brian?
Brian is the director of Mayhem and also the Mayhem Mission.
Okay.
So
And Luke lives there too.
yeah.
And then are you looking for your own place like when your fiance comes? Are
Yeah,
you
when I come back, yeah, like almost fiance, not yet because I didn't ask for,
Oh,
but
sorry.
personal.
Sorry. Sorry.
Personal for me. So yeah, when I come back here, after the Wadapalooza, I will be looking for my place and my truck.
Oh, where
Yeah,
do you have a
everyone
truck?
here,
Do you have a truck?
everyone here has no, not yet, but everyone here has a truck, so I gotta have a truck.
So after Wadapalooza, you'll come and you'll start settling in. You'll move out of Brian's place. You'll start looking for your own place, and you'll make
Yeah.
Cookeville, Tennessee, your home.
Mhm.
Is that hard to do? Like, I have no idea what it's like coming to the United States. Do you have to like leave every 6 months and like touch your foot in Brazil, or how does that work? How does someone just move
Like
to the United States?
um, in the way that like it could work, but it's not like the best thing to happen to do. So when I come back here, I gonna figure out how can I get the athlete visa. So I gotta have a sponsor that can like make me a letter, something like that, to give the government, and to like to get the thing started, the whole process, to get the visa. But like it's very easy, I think. Yeah, probably. I think that's easy. I have some friends from jiu-jitsu, from weightlifting that they came here with this visa. So I think it's gonna be very easy. God will help me.
Are you practicing jujitsu?
I used to like I yeah I did like 6 classes when I was in south of Brazil with my girlfriend. But my coach, like my personal coach, like the one that raised me, he's black belt in jiu-jitsu. So we always like he always teach me. He always teach me jiu-jitsu, and I only fight with him because he knows like how to don't get me hurt, and that's kind of thing. And I used to practice judo, fight judo when I was a kid, until my 9 years old. So then I stopped. But like I really enjoy fighting, and but I can't do it because every injury, like any injury, like can end my training for the week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know. So it's very hard, but I really enjoy fighting.
You can't take the risk of going to the local jiu-jitsu club and having something happen, throw your shoulder out or
Yeah,
something. Yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense. You think when you're
yeah,
done, you think eventually you'll get back to it?
yeah. Maybe. Like maybe in the off season, probably like fight some
I was thinking maybe when
tournament.
you were 35.
Oh, yeah, probably, maybe. Yeah, like when I done with CrossFit, I gonna do everything, like everything that's dangerous. I'm gonna be on it.
What off season? Is there an off season? You guys don't have an off season, do you?
Like, we're supposed to to be in the off season these days after the games until like early January, early December. But we had this competition, so Rogue, Dubai, Mayhem Desert. So you're not having a great off season, you know. So you're working out very hard for this.
Is there any I don't know how to ask this question exactly. I'm not even sure what I'm asking, but you go to the Rogue Invitational.
Uh,
Is how is Guy's ego? Is it okay, I'm just going here. It doesn't matter whether I win or you lose. What's important is that I grow as an athlete. Or is it like, hey, I need to make a fucking statement here and let these guys know what's going on? Like, is
uh,
everything focused on just winning the games, or is there like, is it important?
no,
And
like
how do you think like Vellner and Medeiros think? Is everyone trying to like win, or is everyone like, okay, I just need to get out of here and be a better athlete than when I got here?
I don't think like that. Like, oh, I just feel like to participate and to get experience. I'm here like I'm there to win. So all that I do every single day is to win whatever I compete. So I'm going there for the win. So after the game, I know that's really possible. So I'm just working for this happen. And everyone's there is like to win also. So the thing is who wants more and who works better and how it goes in the competition. Always the winning mentality. Never just feel like just like, have fun.
You hear about these athletes. Most notably that I can remember is people like Matt Fraser, or his running's not good, so he joins a high school track team, right? Or he wants to improve his rowing, so he just focuses on rowing. Or same with even Miko Salo, put the rower in the closet and just row. And 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 then you hear, Colton Mertens, the 1,000 wall balls with the 30-pound ball, and these people who really really focus on their weaknesses, like they just face them, right? If you're doing Rich's programming, how do you have time to do that? Like if you're just doing this programming that, and granted it's obviously amazing because look how good Rich is, but when do you have time to focus on your weaknesses, and does Rich help you with that?
So we work with Rich. I work with Rich every day, and sometimes he doesn't work out or 2 in the morning, and like he has to do something, and like he leaves, and I can stay there and at the barn and do something else. So Facundo is the one that programs me now, so he knows my weaknesses. Rich also knows my weaknesses. So like training with Rich, you're gonna work out like everything in the week. So every weaknesses will be exposed during the week. Yeah, go ahead.
Come on in, come on in,
So
come on in.
right. So there's no way that the weaknesses doesn't have like exposed. And after the risk training, I can do whatever like I want, like whatever I need actually. So one day we work out. They were doing strength work, and I said to him, I told him, look, already like this 3 times this week, I'm not gonna do it. And he was like, okay. Like 5 minutes later, he came to me and, oh, you should run. Oh, and I was like, how many? How much? And oh, 3 minutes on, 1 minute off, like 10 seconds. And I was like, okay, let's go. When I like reached the 32 minutes, I decided to go on 15 seconds. 15 seconds. So I did 15 seconds. Like 1 hour running. So that's how it works. So each one works in his own in your own weaknesses after workout with him.
So you do it the opposite way I do it. You start with the goal of 10 sets and then you raise it to 15. I start with the goal of 10 and stop at 5. Pat myself on the back and say, "Yeah, good job, Sevan. You kicked ass today." That's awesome.
Very good, very good. Go home and eat some burgers.
How about the great Chris Henshaw? Do you see him around? Does he come?
Not yet. I just met him at the Fire Monkey,
Uh-huh.
but that was the only time. The
And
only
and,
time.
and Power Monkey's a gym that's like 40
Man,
minutes away from you?
it's huge. It's huge. Yes, maybe 40 minutes from here, 30 minutes. It's very close. In it's actually gymnastic. Him, how's the name? It's
Gymnastics
like a gymnastic like place.
studio. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very like it's huge. There are a lot of hits and bars and like all trampolines, all of that. Like it's very big. And after that, there's like a lake, giant lake, down in the place. A couple, a couple, a couple houses there. How's the name? Like that's smaller. Yeah, a couple houses that people like just sleep there when they're like having the farming camp. And it's huge. It's very nice there. I
Is
enjoy it
that
a
in
lot.
one of your videos? I saw a foam pit. Is that at Power Monkey or is that at Rich's gym?
What? Say it again.
I saw a foam pit in one of your videos.
Phone pit?
Yeah, it's a hole in the ground with a bunch of square pieces of foam that
Oh,
gymnast.
pit. Uh-huh.
Was that it?
At
Was that at
the
Power Monkey or is that at Mayhem?
farm. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's like people make some flips and fall there.
Okay, that makes me feel better because I thought that was at Rich's gym and I started getting really, really envious. If I had access to a foam pit for my kids, that would be amazing.
Me too.
Oh my goodness. And why did you
It's
go
very
there?
dangerous.
Yeah.
And it's very dangerous because a lot of people say, "Oh, you can get injury like very bad, like going on that." And I was like, "Really?"
Not you, Guy. You will never be injured. It's not dangerous for you.
Thank God.
Hey,
Hmm.
why did you
What you
go to
ask?
Why did you go to Power Monkey?
Because Facundo is one of the coaches there. So like he already participated of a lot of editions. Editions, is that correct? And he just brought me there to know like the run, the guys, and to like to be there and to enjoy the vibe. It's very nice, like very kind people, very nice people, all like professionals, like Olympians, and like they're very very good coaches. Very
Oh,
great.
speaking of Olympians, in one of those videos, I see a woman talking to you about it. She's talking to you about the jerk. She's a
Hmm.
form, and she looked familiar. She's a former Olympian, huh?
Yeah, she won the gold when she was 17 years old. Cherry, she's great.
Yeah, I almost didn't recognize her. She used to be way bigger, right?
I don't know. I just know her there. I just knew her there
Wow, and
at Formal.
she's a permanent coach at Power Monkey. That lady.
I think so. I don't know to answer that.
Yeah, she. Did you like working with her?
Yeah. She's great. She's great. She taught me something that I didn't know, and I fixed it in my jerk. That was something like my clean is very good, but my jerk wasn't good as my clean. So she gave me a little tip, and I like a little details that I could like improve, and I improved it, and it got better, much better.
Yeah, she seemed like a great coach. She seemed like she had great energy too. Like she was like,
Yeah, it is. Uh huh.
really present with you.
And she's
What
very funny too.
is it? Is it expensive to train with Rich? Like when you go there, is that one of the thoughts? Like they're like, hey, we want to invite you to the Mayhem team. These are the costs. Does that become a factor?
Say it again.
Is
Say
it
it's rich or
like is it expensive to train there? Like I'm assuming in Brazil you could just go to your local gym or wherever you were working out, and it was you just had access to a gym and you worked out and you were training for the games with your coach. But now you're at Mayhem. Is that an expensive outside of the rent and stuff? Like is it expensive? Let's say if I wanted to join to become a Mayhem athlete, is it an expensive proposition? Like how does that work? They say, hey, Guy, it's going to cost this much money, and you either say yes or no.
oh no, I'm not paying anything to be here.
No.
No, just my food.
So what's in it? What's in it for Rich? Why would Rich let someone like you come there to train if you don't pay money?
I don't know.
It's your smile. We're back to your smile.
No, cause like
So you have to be a good fit, and you're contributing to the whole. It's a
yeah, like I'm contributing. I became a Mayhem athlete. Like to
Do they pay
give
you to come and
someone.
train there? Maybe I asked the question wrong. Do they pay
Oh,
you?
no, not yet, not yet.
I
But
was asking if you pay them. I'm like, shit, maybe I got the model all backwards.
no, but like I'm representing like Mayhem athlete. So that's why I came here, like to represent them and into training Rich.
When you say you
So
represent them, do you have to sign a sheet of paper that says
yeah,
like, I will not do performance enhancing drugs. I will not sleep with the other athletes' wives. I will not throw rocks at Rich Froning Sr. I will not. I mean, do you have to? Is there a code of ethics then?
yeah, that's a contract. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow, that's awesome. Is
Yeah,
there one on there that says you won't sleep with other people's wives?
yeah, uh-huh.
Is there? No. Oh, you have all you. I mean, you can never be too safe. You have all these young men that are beautiful, and all these young women that are beautiful. And in the end, we're here to procreate. So you got to have some. You got to have some rules. Are you going to have kids, Guy?
Yeah, I already have my girl. We're gonna have kids when I reach like 28, maybe.
28. I,
Yeah.
I I like that. Are you going to have kids? Yes, I already have my girl.
Yeah.
I really
Not
I
my
love it.
girl, but my
I would.
girlfriend.
I wonder if I ask her what's her name?
Luciana.
Luciana. I wonder if I ask Luciana, are you going to have kids? She would say, yes, I already have my man.
Probably she would say that.
They
I think
call
that
it,
she's online. She's watching.
yeah. They
You're online? Online?
online. Yes. We're live online.
I see that she's there.
In the horse world, I think they call them studs. So if you had a female horse and you wanted to get pregnant, I think what they call the males is studs. So Luciana has her stud. She's found.
The man.
Yeah. What do her parents think of you?
Oh, she loves me. They love me.
They're not
I
like,
think.
dude, Luciana, why can't you marry a guy who has a good job as an accountant? Why do you have this boy who's running around in his shorts
Like,
getting sweaty all the time?
like when we first met, like we met at in the end of the year, like in a beach, like in a beach, not like in a city of beach that's very famous in Brazil. We were there in a party. We met each other. So we saw each other for 3 days, like on 30 of December, on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of January. Then I left.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Uh,
Hold on, Guy. You're saying you met her and then you basically stayed with her for 3 days?
yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay.
So then the last day that we saw each other was on 3rd of January in 2023. 20. Then I left. I went home. I went to Miami. I stayed in Miami for maybe 3 months or something like that. Then we have the pandemic. Then I wasn't able to go to his house at the south of Brazil. I live in the southeast of Brazil, and she lives in the south. And I wasn't able to go. My parents was like very scary about the virus and all the stuff. So it took us 6 months to see each other. So then I bought a ticket and I went to the south to meet her again. And we were just talking in FaceTime on FaceTime every time for 6 months. And that's it. Then her parents was like, "Who's that? Who's that black guy? Like, who's this one? You know, like this man's like huge, you know." And they were like scared because I was like going there. She lives alone, and I wasn't going there like to save her in the apartment that they pay. So they were like, "Who's this guy?" You know. Then we met.
That's normal though,
Uh,
right? If you had a daughter and there was a man coming to visit her,
I was
you,
like, "Man,
who's
what's
this
going
guy?
on?"
Who's this guy? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but for us,
Sounds like good parents. Sounds like good parents. Even if I had a
but for
boy and,
us,
and there's some girls we're visiting, I'd be like, who's this girl?
but like for us, it was so normal because we were like, what they are worried about? Like,
Yeah.
what are like this? Like, so normal for us. But then I gonna tell the story. Then we met. Then they were like, okay, how long you gonna be here? Oh, 1 month? Yeah, 1 month. So after 1 month, yeah, I stayed for maybe 1 or 2 more weeks. So I stayed there for maybe 45 days, 40 days. And they were like, she's not leaving? When are you gonna leave? And like Lou was crying, Luciano was crying, like, and we were like, why they are so worried about it? So then like they start knowing what I do. Like I'm an athlete, I'm a full time athlete, and they were like, but does he work? Like what he
Right.
does like for life, for living? And she was like he's an athlete. So they didn't know me yet. So what I do and all this stuff. So I compete. No, I didn't compete. I don't know what happened, but I know that then she went to my house. She knows she knew my parents. Then her parents was like more getting used to it. Then in 2021, yeah, 2021, I went there again. I spent more time with them, so they started know me better and all this stuff. And then they start knowing what I like really do, like CrossFit, and they start watching my YouTube channel, like to know like, oh, like he's good at it. Oh, so that kind of thing. And then like they start like loving me, so they love me today. No.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, your daughter meets a guy, and then next thing you know, he's visiting and staying at the apartment for
1
45
month,
days. You're
and
probably like,
then
he's never gonna leave.
and then we realized that yeah, it was crazy, huh? Yeah, it was crazy. Like they didn't know you, and you were here at my house, like spending 1 month, like and yeah, it's really crazy. But in that time was super normal for her, for us.
Um,
And then we realized that was like very weird.
I don't know. I apologize. I don't know much about the history of Brazil. My what I know about South America and Central America is that basically Europeans came over, Spaniards, I don't know, 400 or 500 years ago, and they started mating with the indigenous people who were there, and that's who you guys are, right? That's
Hmm.
the that's the mix.
Yeah.
So what are you? What is your heritage? How far my mom is Armenian and my dad is Armenian, which is a small little country south of Georgia in the former Soviet Union. You know, it's over there by Greece, Turkey. What makes Guy? What are your your genetics, your race, your ethnicity? How far back does it go? What do you know?
Okay. I just
Are you
know.
French Mayan or what are you?
I
What
just
made you?
know that Malheiros and Nunes. That's my name. That's my last two names. Malheiros Nunes are from Portugal. So the father of my grandpa,
So
I
your
think.
great great grandpa.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah, he was from the army of Portugal.
Okay.
I just know that, and that's it.
And on your mom's side, do you look like your mom or your dad?
um, More like my dad, I think. Some things with my mom, but more like my dad.
Is your dad big like you?
Yeah, he has a lot like big legs, and also my grandpa used to have. My grandpa used to be the colonel of army. Is that right?
Yeah, Colonel. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So all my moves and my strength I got from them.
It's funny you say that. You have very, very nice legs. When I saw you get on Haley Adams' bike in that
Hmm.
video, that was the first thing I noticed. I was like, wow, Guy has those are like frog legs. Those are some very, very nice. You always
My
had
mom
those?
taught me that.
You
My
always
mom
had,
taught me that.
yeah.
Yeah, I always had that.
Hey, do you
Always.
have brother? Go ahead.
Say.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
No, that's me.
Only child.
Uh huh.
Are
Only
are
and only.
are you spoiled? Were you spoiled?
Um, you know, not that much, but like not spoil in the meaning of, oh, I want this, okay, take it. I sometimes I was wanting a thing, willing to have something, and my parents just say, no, not now. We don't have money, or no, not now. Do something else, like go to the school or pass in the year or something like that. And then I could have something. But like I always had all the love, all the like all the caring, but not like that spoiled, you know. They raised me very independent, so to
They
do
raised you
whatever I
what? Say
want.
that again. They raised you what?
Very independent,
Independent?
yeah, independent. Sorry,
It's okay.
independent. So like they raised me like to do like free to do whatever I want and to do like very everything like independent, like taking buses to the school, taking flights alone. Like they didn't block me.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't allow me to do some things like, oh, I would like to go to a party, and they were like, okay, I'm gonna get you there. Like, okay, you can go. I'm gonna leave you there, and then you can call me at like 3 a.m., 2 a.m., and I'm gonna get you. And they always let me like to have the experience to know what's better, what's good and what's not. So that's why I don't like parties. And like I don't drink beer, I don't smoke, never use drugs, never drink alcohol. So they raised me like a very good. They were very good friends. They are very good friends.
Why how come you've never drank alcohol or smoked cigarettes or smoked marijuana? How come you've never done any of that?
Like my grandpa, he was um, alcoholic. Is that correct?
Hmm.
Alcoholic. So my dad always fought with him, fight, always fight with him because of it. Like to get drunk and like to smoke something like that. So my dad did the opposite. So he never like he got drunk a little bit times, like 3 times, 2 times, like just know how the sensation. But he never like drink alcohol. He never smoked. He never used drugs. So he was my whole model, like in life, like to do what was good for me. So I taste I try some wine sometimes, but I don't like it at all. It's oh very bad taste. I never tried a beer. I don't know how beer tastes. I don't know that the smell is very bad, so it must be very bad too.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I wasn't as
so
smart as you, but I agree with you. I wasn't as smart as you, but I agree with you.
so that's it. Like I didn't have like the the willing to try it or the curiosity to try it. So I'm very happy like that. My friends, all of them, drink beer, get drunk, and this kind of stuff. And I was like always the clean one, the one that was always sober. So that's it. I learned how to have fun without like drugs.
If I'm trying to think, I've probably been drunk. I'm 49. I started drinking when I was 16. Let's say, just I don't know, 50 times a year in 30 years. What is that? 1,500. Thousands of times I've been drunk. Thousands.
Uh-huh.
If I could go back in time, I would take every single one of those times back, and I would have done anything else. Studied math, um,
Uh-huh.
drew pictures, rode the assault bike. I would trade any. There's never one of those. Not one. There's a few times where I would never trade away. There were maybe 20 times in my life where I was drunk, where it was the best time of my life. But the other thousands of times, complete waste of fucking time.
After you
Complete
were
every
like,
single one. I would have
I'm
rather.
not gonna, I'm not
eh,
gonna drink again. And
Yeah,
then,
every single one. I wish I like if I could get those days back. Do you know what I mean? If I could go back in time and have done something else, anything. It's kind of like I feel that way like when I hear about people who like watch Netflix for 4 hours a day. They're gonna get older and be like, oh shit.
why did I do that?
I should have been doing something else. That's the whole problem with starting those series. Like you start Game of Thrones or this thing and it's like 10 seasons and you're like, you're in the third season, you're like, shit, I have to finish this, but man, and then I get scared. I never want to start another series. Do you ever get like that?
Yeah. It's the same, it's the same.
You're
Like
like, I don't want to
yesterday,
start this because then I'm gonna have to watch the whole damn thing. I don't want to do that.
yeah, yesterday we spent like we were like done, like completely tired from the session yesterday, and we were like really tired. So we just like had shower and we like just sit in the couch and we put a series, a show that we were watching yesterday, and like we spent like 4 hours in the couch, like just watching like series. And but like we can do that because there is nothing else to do. So we can read, okay, but you're not gonna read when you're tired. So we don't have like our brain to be working after like training and all this stuff. So we spend like 4 hours watching series, and then I start playing Call of Duty.
Ah,
Yeah, very very. How can I say?
addicting.
Very very smart. Like to stop it watching series and go to Call of Duty at say 10 p.m. Very good.
Do, um, does the
Okay.
whole group go to church together?
Actually, I never like I don't know. I just went to church twice. Today's gonna be the third time at 11. It's gonna be 9 for you. So we're gonna be there at 11. So I don't know. Like me and Luke, we're gonna go together. I think that Brian's going to. There are maybe 2 or 3 people from the gym that's going with us. But I know that everyone here goes to church, but not the same church.
And do you is that important to you? Did you go to church at home?
Yeah, much, like very much. So yeah, the church is a place like to get like to hear something like good, and sometimes like God speaks with us some things that we are asking for, like the last speech or the last reunion that I went. It's very good, but I believe also in a relationship with God. So reading the Bible, like praying, being thankful, being like lovely. Is that right? Yeah, giving love. So people are serving. So that's why I'm here where I am. So it's just because of God, and also my work, but God gave me the opportunity.
Someone said in the comments that God is Brazilian. I didn't know that. That's good. That's good to know.
Me too. Me, me neither.
So, someone said that you look like you're half black and half Japanese. Do you have any Japanese in you?
Japanese,
Yeah.
Japanese,
Yeah.
never.
Yeah.
I
I don't know, but I mean, I could see it. It's weird to think that we're all the same. It's weird to think that we all come from. Well, I won't use humans like dogs. It's weird that when you see a wolf and you see a Chihuahua, you're like, well, they're the same, but someone just, you know what I mean? Like they just broke off and they just
one
such a
part.
trip. Yeah, like God forbid
Yeah.
anyone ever see me standing next to you with my shirt off and your shirt off, but that's what it would be like. I would be like a Chihuahua. I would be like an old fat Chihuahua with some teeth missing, and you would be
Oh,
a wolf.
that's wow.
What is Facundo's role in your life? And is he's your manager? No, he's your coach. And
Hmm.
what about your other coach that you used to have? Do you still have him too? Like, do you have two coaches now, or three coaches, or five coaches?
So I always have my Enrique is his name.
This is the
He's
jujitsu black belt guy.
yeah,
Okay.
he's my coach since I got into the CrossFit. So in 2015 or 2014, he told my dad, "Oh, like he has future, so invest in him and let him train here, like for free." So he was the one that he was always with me, like every time. So he's like a father, like a dad for me. So I have two dads. So he always takes care of me, like whatever it takes, like in every time. He doesn't care about anything. So he just there, like just to help me. So he's very important in my life. I have Bernardo, that was the one that we worked together for 5 years since 2017, and we worked together until that this game. So we did a great job working together. It was very difficult for me to like to separate to do the divorce with him because we have a great relationship, like coach and athlete, and also friends. We're friends. Like I go to his house. I used to go to his house. Like he has his own gym at house at home. So we used to go there and train to spend some time. Like his kids, his wife, all of them. So we are very good friends. It was very difficult to divorce to make this for divorce, but it was the opportunity that I always was willing for. That I told you, always yeah willing, right? Yeah, always willing for. So to live here in US, like to train here with Rich, to train here at Mayhem. So I had to do it. It was very painful, but it's life. It is what it is. I had to do it. I had to do it. So our relationship like stay the same, like we're friends. But now I have Facundo as my coach, and we are just building our friendship or relationship as coach and as an athlete. He's very nice. He's very funny. Um, and we are working together right now, and we're just getting started. And
Yeah.
so now I have two coaches.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that you and Bernardo are still
Yeah.
are still friends. It's got to be hard, but I mean, I'm guessing every athlete has to go through that, right?
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. Changes are like necessary for something, but in this case, in the beginning, I tried to 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 keep with him, even being here, but it wasn't possible. So it is what it is. It happened this way.
D-
Like in the beginning was like very tough, but then like I started accepting, and that's it.
When you say tough, you mean emotional.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mainly emotional.
Um, how about a manager? Do you have a manager?
Yeah. Now I have Vision. Do you know Vision? I think so. Vision Iravi.
Oh, Bijan.
Vision. Yeah, Vision.
Trying to,
He's
I
like
don't know
73.
him. I know of him. I think I follow him on Instagram. Brian's been sort of been like explaining to me who all the people are. It was something like I didn't like watch too closely before. I get him and Snor. Is there a guy named Snorri too? I get him and Snorri confused. Snorri's the guy who manages Sarah Sigmund's daughter, right?
Yeah, his Norris from like Europe and
Okay.
Iceland, and he
And
works
and this
there. I think
and what's this guy's name? Bijan? Is he
Bijan.
out of
He
Miami?
like yeah, he lives in Miami. He
Okay.
manages Chandler Smith, Noah,
That's how I know him from Noah. Okay. Yes, yes, yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
Melo Bryan,
Are
Jackson.
do the oh okay Mal O'Brien too. It's amazing how these guys have these vast kind of these big stables of athletes. How do you choose your manager? How did you choose Bijan?
We met in Miami in 2020 when I went there to train with Noah. So I knew him there, and like in that time I didn't have so much results, and you know wasn't that I didn't have the results yet because I was already like good. So I didn't have the results necessary to like to him to get me. So then after 2021 CrossFit Games, like I gave some results and we started working together and like we are making some deals.
When I mean you're saying results. Is that what you're saying?
Hmm. Yeah.
So you finished is it like midweek in the games and you look at your phone like let's say after you win one of the events then Bijan texts you and is like okay I'll sign you.
No, like I started having some deals there, like some proposals, something like that. And it was like, bro, I don't have anyone, so I just Vision help me, And he's my friend, so he will do that. Like even that he wasn't my manager, I think. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
So then
So someone at the game says, someone somewhere recently says to you, "Hey, Guy, we only want you to wear these sunglasses, and we'll pay you this amount of money." And you said, "Okay, hold on a second." And you're like, "Bijan, what should I do?" And that's how the relationship started.
no, so I just passed the sponsor to Bijan and
Yeah,
like he sold everything.
yeah.
So
So
he just
someone came
like
to
tell
you
me,
first, and you're like, "Okay, this I need to just be training,"
yeah,
and
talk
that's
to him.
okay. So it's kind of
Yeah,
very natural how it started with
yeah.
Bijan.
Yeah. He already
He
was
doesn't
friends
come
like
sell
with like
himself to you. He doesn't put on a suit and slick his hair back and say, "Hey, Guy,
no. He's not like
let me
that.
take you out to a nice dinner. Here are some girls. Come sign with me." No,
No.
not like that. Okay, no. Okay.
Like we already was friends and we were friends and like we just like we started working together.
And are are you able to at this? Does he speak Portuguese?
I think that he can understand Spanish, but he can't speak Portuguese.
So how does someone make a deal with, like, let's say a company in Brazil? I would think that I mean, you can have deals in Brazil and you could have deals in the United States. Do you have a separate manager for Brazil?
Kinda. Like, yeah, kinda. I'm not like doing, not making deals in Brazil right now because now my life is gonna be in dollars. So the market in Brazil is very difficult to work to like to compensate the dollar. The dollar for us is like very expensive. So I'm looking for more sponsors here, more deals here.
Yeah.
Good sponsors.
I would think when you win the games next year, that's going to help you in Brazil a lot.
Yeah.
Is that the goal?
What?
I said when you win the games next year,
Mm-hmm.
then everything's going to change in Brazil for you.
Like, no.
You don't think it'll help? I mean, it'll help CrossFit even more than it helps you. Kind of like what happened in Iceland, right? Soon as, I mean, if they didn't have all of these champions, they might not be interested in CrossFit.
Yeah, no, it's gonna happen. It's gonna help CrossFit in Brazil, of course, and like in worldwide. But I think that financially, it wasn't like it won't like work that well, because the the brands, the companies in Brazil has like very limited public. So that you know they don't have like this amount of money like to like very invest in athletes. I have the best sponsors in Brazil, of course, like for sure. But like other athletes and other companies don't have the same thing that I have. So I work with like very good brands in Brazil of equipment, gear, supplements. They're like the very best in Brazil. Like talking about other companies, it's not happening. No.
How do you get invited to the Rogue Invitational? Do Katie and Bill just text you?
No. The top 15 of the games were invited, and plus 5 for the.
But who contacts you? Do you get an email or
Rogue Invitational? Just DM me. Oh, send me your address, email address, and like home address to us to send the invitation, and that's it.
so they DM you, they slide into your DMs, you send them did you send them your address in Cookeville?
No, I was in Brazil in that time, so they sent to me in Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
It's an actual like something you save. It's
yeah,
not.
I got it. You want to see?
Yeah. Awesome, man. Bill and Katie don't fuck around. They do everything. It's nuts. So I love it that they ask for your address and mail you something.
Yeah, it was very nice to get it.
Remember, John only thinks he can place 15th at Rogue. Who's John? Ashley McMahon. I was reading one of the comments. Someone is saying that John. I don't know. Do you know any athletes named John?
No.
No, I will not be at Rogue. Sorry, Guy. I'm answering some of these questions while you run off and get the invitation. Keone, I don't think I'll ever leave my more than 5 miles away from my house ever again the rest of my life. Oh, yeah, that's sweet. Oh, that is so cool.
Nice.
Yeah. That is really cool. So that comes in an envelope and you've been invited.
Yeah, with my name on it and all of the things.
That is awesome. Okay, so you get that invite, and then do you know you're going to go right away? Do you have to think about it, or you're like, yeah, I'm going?
I'm going.
Yeah.
Sure.
And Go
I
ahead.
did the event. Do you know Pablo Chalfun?
Who?
Pablo Chalfun
I
from
know
Brazil.
the name sounds the last name sounds familiar. I don't recognize the name though.
Yeah, he went to the games in 2018. He won the regional here in Brazil. There in
Okay.
Brazil. And in 2020, we did the workout of road like face to face, online. Me at my house, my home, my house, and he at his gym, and we were like face to face, facing the event. It was really nice.
Oh, that's
For
what.
road.
Yeah, that's awesome. So sorry. So we did a show. Thank you, Ashley. I had totally forgotten that. I did a show with Brian Friend and John Young. They're two guys who are just huge fans of the sport, right?
Uh-huh.
And they didn't place you very high to finish at the Rogue Invitational. I think I may have yelled at them for that.
I
Just
think
did
that I got 12 or 13 at the
when you
road.
see, is that absurd? Or I get their logic. Their logic is like, hey man, he won, just like he really shined in a couple events, but there's a ton
Yeah,
of holes
like
in the game. Does that piss you off, or are you like, yep, that's accurate, I got to fix that shit?
like I did the event. Like some of them wasn't like the standard of road. Like they used the echo bike. I used the assault bike. They use a D-ball. I use a sandbag. So it can change something. So the question was like I got like 12 or 13, and you're saying like what
Like,
I thought about it.
yeah, like, do you see yourself doing better there? Do you see yourself doing well there?
Oh, so I just realized like I wasn't trained for it. So I just realized that man, like I'm good in some things, and like I am with the guys. I am the same level of them. So I'm not like so far. So I just realized that I was like, okay, I'm doing good. Doing well. So like fire me up a little bit.
Do you think you can beat all those guys? Do all of those? Is there is there anyone in the is there anyone who are your competitors, who are these 40 men, and you're just like, man, they're so far ahead, it's demoralizing. Like Tia. Like, it's a little if you're a woman, it's a little demoralizing, right?
Oh
It's,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just like, man,
yeah,
well, it's like
yeah.
if I
It
wanted
is
to be
like
the richest man in the world and I looked at Jeff Bezos, I'm like, oh shit, he's so far ahead.
that.
Is it like that in the men for you with anyone in the men's competition, or do you feel like
No,
man, there it's just
it's just
everyone
matter
is
of time. It's just matter of time. Like just one
I
year,
love it.
less than 1 year actually.
Did you say less than 1 year?
Yeah, because the games happen in August and we are
Yeah,
October, so less than 1 year.
just a matter of time. I love it. How much do you think you're 1% better right now than you were at the games?
Yeah, yeah, sure,
2% better?
sure. Yeah,
3% better?
3%. Yeah, yeah. Like
That's
I
crazy.
said it
And I know
because
it's true too because you're only 21. I mean,
like
your
yeah.
fingernails probably grow 1%, 5% every day. I mean, you're just
Yeah, like it can't be like better physically, but for sure, like 50%, 70%, 80% like better, stronger mentally. So now I know what I'm capable of. And when I like look back for the game and start thinking about the event, like almost every night, like I remember some event. I am like, bro, why did I stop in that one? Why did I rest in that one? Why did I did this thing in that one? So now I know that I'm really capable of winning the graphic games.
um,
Before the games I was like, maybe. So now I know that I can win. It's not difficult. You know.
You bring up an awesome point. So you would do a workout, then that night you'd be like, why did I quit? Why didn't I go harder? Is that because I always tripped when athletes would say, well, I gave it my all.
Hmm.
And man,
Yeah,
like
like in that time.
I don't know if I've ever given anything my all. Like
Hmm. Like
the,
in that time was my best bet. It was my best. So then when I started working out and it started like getting better, I look back and I was like, bro, I could be better, you know? Like I
like
could
I
like
could have like you could have pushed a little bit like man, when it was
yeah.
hurting, why didn't I just push through it? Like you're
Uh-huh. Yeah. Like in the last workout of the game, in the event 15, I got fourth. I lost for Saxon that was beside me for
that
one
was the lunge
second.
event, right? The last event was the lunge
Yeah.
event. Okay.
Yeah. So I was in seventh place. Yeah, I was in seventh place, and I need to beat Jankowski and Saxon to get on the top five. So I lost for Jankowski for 1 second and Saxon for less than 1 second, I think, something like that. So it was a little detail that I missed in the workout that like took me off from the top five. You know, so every time I see myself like just thinking why didn't go like a little bit faster in the chest bars or you lunge a little bit like stronger or faster, you know. So this kind of things like fired me up to work harder in the training and to not have this regret, you know, after the competition.
Yeah.
You know.
And that answers the first question too. There's it's just seconds that are separating you from being the best.
Hmm?
It's just seconds. Like you're able
Yeah,
to see yourself winning. It's not like, oh,
yeah,
they finished and you were still back at the chest to bar pull-ups. It's just like
yeah. The tires, the tires.
what was your did you have any errors at the games? Did you have any like huge errors like I don't know, you forgot your shoes or you fell off a bar or or you tripped or is there anything that stands out where you're like, "Oh shit, that was just a total fuck up."
Um, no,
In the
no.
there was a question here I wanted to ask you. Someone asked. It was pretty good. It was about the snatch event. Oh, okay. Guy, what were you planning to snatch at the games? You got cut off at 305. Did you have a number that you were willing to no.
I just want to win. I just wanted to win. So whatever it takes, I was lifting. So 305, 310, 315. I was there to win.
What is your
So
max snatch of all time?
30, like actually 140 kilos in a competition with um, no exactly place. So 308 is almost 305 is almost the same. So let's say that my PR is 305. So
So
probably in that night would be like much a
so
little
you've
bit.
never done even more in the gym. That was it.
No, never, never. That was it. 305.
When you've gone back and watched that?
Yeah. Uh huh.
Is
Sometimes.
it do you see when you watch that footage, are you like, yep, that's me? Or are you like, who the fuck is that guy?
Like sometimes, like we were in the first day that I trained with Rich, me, Rich, and Luke. We were doing that's it, and we put 305 at the bar, and like we were like struggling to do this snatch that's it with 305, and we were like, how can I lift that, you know? So like watching the footage is like, man, yeah, it was me, and it was pretty easy, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy. That makes me feel so good to hear you say that because sometimes it's like, you know, let me ask you this. Do you ever go somewhere, you wake up in the morning, you go somewhere and then you walk up a flight of stairs and you're short of breath and you're like, how the fuck am I a CrossFit Games athlete and I'm short of breath at the top of these? That does happen
All
to
the
you
time,
too? Oh,
all
good.
the time.
Good. Because I try, whenever anyone says that, I always tell them, oh, that's normal. Everyone gets short of breath at the top of a flight of stairs. But then I'm like, am I lying? Like, does that happen to Guy? Oh, that makes me feel so much better. It's
Like
so
sometimes
weird
yes,
sometimes,
and I was
right?
like, and like, bro, it's not supposed to me to get tired like climbing these stairs, you know?
Do you guys have a I don't know what it's called. It's a thing that Matt talks about all the time. It's not like a stairmaster like the old school, but it's like an escalator. There's just stairs that show up and you run upstairs. Does Mayhem have that? What is that thing called?
No.
Can someone tell me in the comments? You guys don't have that thing there? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like a stepper. It's like endless stairs. You just keep walking
Mhm.
upstairs and the machine keeps bringing them down.
Oh, the machine. Oh no, we don't have it.
Huh. I wonder how long before you guys get it. It seems like Matt swears by that thing.
Yeah. I think that he did, and some someone else did it too. I can remember.
I know this isn't really a fair question. Someone called it a stair climber. I know this isn't necessarily a fair question to ask you, but I have to ask you anyway. I interviewed Samuel Cornwallis, and he's so impressed by Rich, right? And there's always the chance that someone's going to come down there, right, and be like, people are going to have these grandiose visions of how good Rich is, and it's going to be impossible
Mhm.
for Rich to live up to that. I mean, at least at some point. But every person I've ever talked to who ends up training with them, they're like, it's even crazier than I imagined. It's like his ability. What are you, I know you've only been there 2 weeks, but what are your first impressions of him as an athlete and as a human being?
It's the same. Like it's impressive to see him training and working hard, like working out actually. Like as a human being, like he's awesome. I'm actually like learning how to be a man, how to be a father, how to be a husband. Like he's the role model. He's awesome, awesome. Like I'm learning a lot. And as an athlete, he's like mind blowing because we were doing a workout and was like literally dying, rowing and doing some handstand walks, and we were supposed to do five sets, 5 rounds. And like in the beginning, he was like, "Oh, let's do the first round, like just warm up." And here, damn, I'm cold. I'm like, I'm shaking. And then we went to the first round. Oh, just warm up. And then he started rowing in like 145 for 500 meters. Okay, we got out together from the row, like in front of me, like maybe 3 seconds, 5 seconds. Okay, we did the course, the handstand walk, 100 feet. Then we got back to the rower, 500 meters again, and he finished like 10 seconds in front of me. Then the second round, he was like rowing in 141, 143, 142, 143, 141, and it was like 145, 145, 145, 146, 145. And then the third round, he was like 141, 142, 143, 141, and it was like 147, 146, 147, 146. And then like the third round, fourth round, so he wrote in the whiteboard, 4 to 5 sets, and it was like almost like I was already dying in the fourth. So I just wait for him to get out of the row to know if it was 4 or 5 sets, and he didn't get up. So it was five, and it was in the fourth yet. So it was like, no way, please. So like he was ahead of me of like 130 minutes, like 2 minutes ahead of me, and it was like pulling the row, like damn, I'm dying. And then he finished, and he just kept there, like, let's go, Gage, just one more, just one more. And I was like, yeah, let's go. Like, but like this is the point, like this is where I learned, like, because he keeps the pace like a very hard pace, like the entire time. Like, no matter if it was 5 sets, 10 sets, 15 sets, 100 sets, he will keep the same pace every time. And I'm learning that. And like his consistency, what? His consistency is like mind blowing because he can keep a high pace, um, a very high pace and hard pace, like for very long time now. So I'm learning that the capacity of work of him is like awesome. Like with yesterday, we did like 4 workouts like back to back, one after another, and he was like doing everything like nothing. So that's crazy because he's a beast. And some people ask me, "Oh, do you think that Rich could like get in the podium at the CrossFit Games as an individual?" And I was like, "Bro, with his hands tied, like he's a beast." So it's very nice to be here and to watch it because it's crazy. It's crazy. And one day, it's nice to know because one day I gonna be like him. So it's nice like to know and to learn from that. It's
Gee,
crazy.
that's the greatest compliment you could give to someone.
Really.
It's good to know one day that I'll be like you. Yeah, it's great. And just and you basically summed it up. So, you're learning about being a man, about being a father, about being a husband, and but that's not why you came there. That's the bonus, right? You
Yeah.
came there because you want to get on the podium, you want to be first on the podium like him, but instead
Yeah.
you're getting the whole package. It's awesome.
hmm
Are you excited for your last question? And I know you're going to go to church here. Are you excited for your girlfriend to come out, your fiance to come out, your future mama of your babies, or is a part of you anxious that it's going to be a distraction? Like, do you think you guys are so young? Does she understand? Do you think she understands how much you're going to have to focus on yourself?
Yeah, like she's a doctor. She's graduating in medicine. So this year,
Okay,
next
so
year, we're
she's
gonna.
got her own stuff. She's really focused on her growth too.
Yeah, so the next year we're gonna be the last year of her graduating.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are like with we make a deal. We made a deal that why I'm here and why she's there, like in the college, university, and I'm here like training. So we are here like to improve ourselves. So I'm gonna improve my game of being an athlete. She's gonna improve her game, like being a doctor. Next year, the same thing. And she knows and she likes to support me a lot with my goal. She knows what I want. She knows what I have to do, and she also what how's the name? Like she also controls me, but in the good way. Yeah, also support me and like guide me like, oh, you gotta sleep, you gotta eat this, you gotta eat that, you gotta drink water, you gotta do you gotta do this. And she sometimes study, yeah, she sometimes study what's better for you know for me. And she's awesome. And then she's gonna graduate, and in 2023 we're gonna be living here in Cookville, and she will take care of me.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Relationships are extremely challenging, even the best ones.
Yeah.
Relationships
Uh huh.
are I was telling someone the other day that my relationship with my wife is my crowning achievement in my life, and I've known that for years. It's like and then especially when you have kids, you want it to be that way. It's like your biggest, someone named Andre, and I know Andre from my DMs. It's a friendly name. He gave the podcast 100 HRK. Do you know what HRK is? Does anyone know?
HRK?
Yeah, it's a kind of money. I don't know what.
No.
I don't know what is that. Is that Hong Kong money? I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, thank you, Andre. I appreciate it. And Guy, you are awesome for doing this. This was 94 minutes of your time. I really appreciate it.
HRK. Let me see.
I don't know. Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
What kind of money that is? 15 Croatians, $15 in Croatian. Oh, Croatia is the country where, oh, I love it. Kiani, thank you so much. That was
So
awesome.
he gave us $15.
The president of Croatia, did you ever hear what he said about the pandemic, Guy, a few months
No.
ago?
No.
He said something like, I watch CNN every morning. Either they're crazy or I'm crazy. But I'm going to
What he
guess
said?
that
Say it
they're
again?
the president of Croatia said, I watch CNN. I'm paraphrasing. I watch CNN every morning.
Uh-huh.
Either they're crazy or I'm crazy because I don't believe a
Oh,
word they say. And so
yeah.
as of today, my country will no longer play any of these pandemic games. We're done. So Andre from Croatia, tell your president to come here and run for president of the United States because we need someone like him.
Yeah, like the media sucks. Like, um, if you don't watch it, you are not informed. But if you watch it, you are bad informed. So what's the point?
Well said.
Crazy, crazy. All about politicians,
Yes.
and this kind of thing sucks.
Well, you're being a good role model for all of humanity. You're taking care of yourself. You're with good people. Thanks for your time, brother.
Yeah. Thank you. Gonna take a shower and go to church.